Hi everybody, it's Devin here at Predatory Plants. I want to do a quick video on one of the crosses from our in-house Nepenthes breeding program. This is the grex Nepenthes Titanic Savior, which is our big female truncata titan, and a male Nepenthes spectabilis that we've called Savior. Savior is actually reasonably well known. We've sold a few cuttings of that plant. It's a form of Nepenthes spectabilis that we believe originates from Cinnabung, and it's got a distinctive coloration to the picture where it's more of a solid bronzy color with just a few speckles rather than the typical distributed speckles. Anyway, Savior's a very nice plant, and it's made some great hybrids with Titan. So these plants are a little over 2 years old. This video is being filmed at the end of September 2018, and these were sown in June of 2016, so it's about 2 years and 3 or 4 months. You can see they've put on good size in that time. These were actually repotted in April, just before the summertime, and now they're underpotted again for the most part. So it grows really quickly. It's got a lot of the vigor that we expect from crosses from Titan. If you look at the leaf morphology, you can see there's a bit of variation in the 4 clones that we've selected to keep. This one, which is our favorite clone for a variety of reasons, has the most highly truncate leaves. It almost looks exactly like a truncata with that kind of heart shape and the narrow attachment. Most of them, though, are a bit more intermediate between the truncata and the spectabilis, but they're still fairly compact, which is nice. Another really nice thing is that the leaf color, which is contributed mostly by the spectabilis, comes through in almost every one. So the spectabilis contributes this sort of purplish dark color, and this is about as green as it gets. So it is still mostly green, but there's a bit of dusky kind of darkness to it, and it also has this nice margin, this very fine margin of indumentum, of little fuzziness, which comes from the spectabilis, and they all have a bit of that. What's cool is that some of the plants have really, really dark coloration on the leaves, like solid purple, like this guy. We really like that. It helps them stand out in a collection very nicely, especially when they have the nice leaf shape as well. Looking at the picture morphology, they tend to have speckles and stripes, which is quite nice. This is the lightest colored picture body that we have, and it has kind of the classic stripes that we've seen from this grex Titanic Savior. It's like red with darker stripes. Peristome development seems pretty decent in terms of flare. This clone hasn't quite flared up yet, but it might get there. The slightly bigger one is showing kind of the typical flare that we see, which probably comes mostly from the truncata. But our favorite clone, which is the one that has the nice leaves, also has, we think, the nicest peristome. It's got kind of this scalloped, these edges here, which are very decorative and nice, which is certainly something that came from Titan. And that, combined with the fantastic leaves, means that the select individuals from this cross are really quite nice. We only produced a few of these in our first seed set, maybe a couple dozen, and we've sold most of them. But the good news is we have another seed set. We remade this cross, and we've got a lot more coming. So those guys are probably another 6 months to a year from being sold. But keep an eye out. We'll have a lot more of this hybrid available soon. Titanic Savior is probably, I think it's my favorite of the crosses that we've made any appreciable numbers of, that we've been able to sell. We've got a couple of plants that we haven't sold yet because we only made a couple of them. But Titanic Savior is really, really attractive. It's got a great growth habit. We don't know if it's going to vine or not. It probably will. The other truncata by spectabilis that was released by Exotica some years ago definitely gets vining. But we've never done it in our own conditions, and so we'll see what happens if they start to bolt. But for right now, they're growing really nicely, very compact, and we just really like this cross. So that is Nepenthes Titanic Savior, which is truncata by spectabilis. Hope you've enjoyed this video looking over our breeding program. Go ahead and ask any questions you got in the comments, and like and subscribe to see more videos like this.